welcome back to the shed. Now now all of you have probably heard about the Royce Union mountain bike that was for sale for like $303 or something like that. I think Wolftick did a video, a couple other people may have done a video. I don't even know if they're still available, but a friend of mine wanted a bike for her son, and we had been looking at like $700 polygons and all, and then this came up. I said, hey, get one of these, you know, good deal. So she got an extra 20% off. I think paid $260 or something like that for the bike, delivered and everything. So we're just going to pull the bike out of the box. I opened the box just to make sure nothing was damaged, but I haven't had it out yet. So we're going to pull it out of the box, and I'm going to put it together, and we're just going to talk about it, just see what kind of deal it was. All right, so just looking in here, little parts box. The bike itself looks pretty nice. Another parts box in the parts box. Okay, so first thing I noticed though, the tires are both flat. But I think, if I remember correctly, Wolftick's was like that too. It is a 29er, by the way, if you don't know. All right, so with the owner's manual, they gave us the Allen keys and wrenches we need to put the thing together. So in the spirit of that, I'm going to use them. I want to look at this headset because I heard that they used sealed bearings. Is a sealed bearing in there? Here, look at this one. Yep, looks like we got sealed bearings in there. Sealed bearings, at least you don't have to worry about grease or nothing. Now, how do we do this? We get this thing together. I'm going to go over some of the features of this bike. So this is a size small frame, which I was a little worried. He's 5'4", which falls within their parameter, but they're calling size 4 15-inch. Now, normally a 15-inch frame, it'd be awful small. That's why you can't trust bike sizing. But I think this top tube is way longer than a 15-inch frame would normally be. Got to pull spacer out. I'm so used to through axles anymore, these quick releases are kind of annoying. Wow, that brake got a good feel to it. They're X-Spark. Pretty small tires, more of a kind of gravel pavement tire, but it's a good start. Hopefully they'll hold air when I go blow them back up. All right, so it's got your typical department store cheap pedals, but they'll work for now. Obviously it doesn't come with a bottle holder or bottle, but I had this Rock Brothers red one laying around, and I'm giving him one of my water bottles just so he got something to start out with. All right, let's go over this thing point by point. First up front, look at his neck. This is pretty insane. I sat on the bike and I'm 6 foot. I could probably ride this bike, but what I really like, this to here is 23 inches, this top tube length. Right? So most bikes this small, where you would call a small or 15, that top tube length's like 21.5 or 22. So the sizing's all crazy, but what's good is he'll be able to keep using the same bike, I think, a lot more. Once he gets over 5'6", I think he'll still be able to ride it. Hydraulic brakes. Spark hydraulic brake. I never heard of them. It says they're mineral oil. 160 rotor front and back. They got a real good feel to them though. So I think they're going to be good. Got trigger shifters on the handlebars, which is really nice. It's a Suntour XCT coil spring fork, which is on bikes up to $1,000 that I've seen. So It's not a great fork, but it's a great fork to start with. It's a 29er. It's got a hollow shaft crank, which is really nice. Now the drivetrain, it's 11-speed cassette in the back with a Shimano XT derailleur with a clutch. Now, it shifted perfect. I mean, it went through all the gears, front and back, but it was making a noise, and this cage was bent. It must have been bent in shipping. I pulled it back by hand. It went right back, and it's working perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I wish this was a quick release clamp so you can move the seat easier, but he's gonna be the only one riding it, so I think. Here's my take on this Royce Union mountain bike, this $300 mountain bike. I rode around the backyard, rode up the street, tried to seat the brakes in a little bit. 11-speed, really strong clutch, shifts great, brakes work good. There was a little bit of something on the rear brake rotor. I wiped it off with some denatured alcohol. I think it's got to burn in a little bit yet. You know, the fork's your typical Suntour coil spring fork. I did change the steering stem to a short wake one because there was no way at 5'4" he was going to reach those handlebars. The seat is tiny, but honestly, it was not uncomfortable. I literally could ride this bike if I raised the seat enough, which, you know, means he'll be able to ride it longer than when he's bigger than 5'4". Just in case you're interested, I measured the head tube angle. I came up with about 69 degrees. The top tube length is about 23 inches, and they're calling this bike 15-inch small. So, you know, the dimensions are weird, you know, but yeah, I'm gonna say it's a pretty good bike, and you can't touch it for that kind of, for $300. And the person that bought it sent me a ad for a coupon. There's even more discounts going on. Hydraulic brakes, 11-speed cassette. And looking at the derailleur, it looks to me like you could fit an 11 to 46 cassette, if not an 11 to 50, because the trolley wheel in first gear is pretty far away from the cassette, so there's definitely somewhere to go there. The sprockets, the front chain wheels, they look like it's a regular 104 bolt circle 4-bolt chain wheel, so no reason you couldn't just put a narrow wide on there. It's already a hollow crank. So yeah, pretty good bike. I really got to recommend it if they're still available out there. I heard they might not be, but if they are, it's a really tough deal to beat. So I'm hoping he'll enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed this little episode of The Shed.